Assalamu alaikum. Yes, please be seated.
My beloved Hazur, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May peace and blessings of Allah be upon you all. It is our tradition to start our functions with the recitation from the Holy Quran. I'll invite Hafiz Akhtar Rashid Sahib to recite few verses from the Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذ يرفع إبراهيم القواعد من البيت وإسماعيل ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم ربنا واجعلنا مسلمين لك ومن ذريتنا أمة مسلمة لك وأرنا مناسكنا وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم ربنا وابعث فيهم رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياتك ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة ويزكيهم إنك أنت العزيز الحكيم.
Yusuf Pender Sahib for English translation.
I seek refuge in Allah from Satan the accursed. In the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful. And remember the time when Abraham and Ishmael raised the foundations of the house, praying, Our Lord, accept this from us, for thou art all-hearing, all-knowing. Our Lord, make us submissive to thee, and make of our offspring a people submissive to thee. And show us our ways of worship, and turn to us with mercy. For thou art oft returning with compassion and merciful. And our Lord, raise up among them a messenger from among themselves, who may recite to them thy signs, and teach them the book and the wisdom, and purify them. Surely thou art the mighty, the wise.
The welcome address will be given by Dr. Anwar Malik Sahib, the National President of the Irish Jamaat.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Almighty Allah, who is the most gracious and merciful. Your Holiness, Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, worldwide head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, and all distinguished guests, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May the peace and blessings of Allah upon you. On the behalf of Ahmadiyya Muslim community Ireland, I would firstly like to welcome all of our guests and extend our very warm and profound greeting of peace. Today is a very special and historic day for Ahmadi Muslims here in Ireland, whereby our spiritual leader, His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, has traveled to inaugurate our first purpose-built mosque in Ireland. We are truly delighted to be able to open this mosque, and therefore I must take this opportunity to sincerely thank all our friends and supporters from among the community whose generous help has enabled us to erect this great building. Thank you all so much. Although many of you are our old friends, there may be some who do not know us as well. So let me very briefly present a short introduction to Ahmadiyya Muslim community. Our community was founded in 1889 by His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad of Qadian in a small Indian village called Qadian. We believe him to be the promised Messiah and Imam Mahdi awaited by all world major religions. We believe that God sent him to terminate all religious warfares, to promote an atmosphere of morality, peace, justice, tolerance, and brotherhood. He taught his followers to protect the sanctity of both religions and government by becoming righteous souls and loyal citizens. After his demise in 1908, institution of Khilafat, also known as Caliphate, was established. Khilafat is that spiritual institute which can only be truly established on precepts of prophethood, and thus it can only ever be a source of engendering peace. 5 spiritual leaders have succeeded the promised Messiah, and today we are very fortunate to have current Khalifa Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad with us. Under the leadership of Khilafat, our community has continually progressed and now has a membership consisting of tens of millions in 206 countries in the world. The Ahmadiyya Muslim community has built over 15,000 mosques, 500 schools, and over 30 hospitals around the world. It has translated the Holy Quran into over 70 languages. The community is active in serving humanitarian causes and providing aid and relief to disaster-struck areas in the world. The community here in Ireland was officially established in 1989 when our 4th spiritual head, Hazrat Mirza Tahir Ahmad, toured Ireland and inaugurated our mission house here in Galway. However, our records informs us that in 1920s, an Irish lady by the name of Catherine Byrne accepted Ahmadiyyat when one of the companions of Promised Messiah visited this country. The background to this mosque is in early 2009, the current site was purchased with the approval of our 5th Khalifa, and planning permission was granted in 2010. In September 2010, His Holiness graciously laid the foundation stone of this mosque. His Holiness has named the mosque Masjid Maryam, the Mosque of Mary. The mosque, which is Galway's only purpose-built mosque, will serve the west coast of Ireland. As I said earlier, we are greatly privileged to have the head of the community, His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, here with us this evening, and later he will be delivering the keynote address. His Holiness was elected through lifelong office of Khilafat on 22nd of April 2003 and currently resides in London. He is a man of God and is the spiritual leader of tens of millions of Ahmadis across the world. Since his election, he has become world-renowned as a man of peace. He has made keynote addresses throughout the world and at various parliaments such as Capitol Hill in United States, the European Parliament in Brussels, the Westminster Parliament in London, and New Zealand's Parliament in Wellington. Wherever he has gone, he has addressed and explained Islam's true teaching of peace, justice, and a respect for all people and all religions. A collection of his address have been collated into books entitled World Crisis and Pathway to Peace. We Ahmadi Muslims believe that it is the institution of Khilafat which is the cause of our success. The Khalifa guides all the members of the community and keeps a direct connection with Ahmadi Muslims across the world. It is through and due to the guidance of Khilafat that our members are joined together and united in determination to spread peace and Islam's true teaching across the world. With these words, once again I thank you all for your attendance this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, National President Sahib. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is Mr. Gary O'Halloran. Gary is a barrister who works exclusively with people that have fled persecution. He has appeared in over 1,000 judicial review cases representing them in the High Court, some of them in the Supreme Court and the Court of Justice of the European Union. Gary is a strong voice in promotion of human rights in Ireland. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Gary O'Halloran.
Your Holiness, distinguished guests, it is my great privilege to extend the traditional Gaelic welcome, Céad Míle Fáilte Rós, 100,000 welcomes to Your Holiness this evening. It is indeed my third occasion to have the honour of meeting His Holiness. I met him first when he gave a historic address at the European Parliament in Brussels. He engaged directly with hundreds of politicians and journalists, believers, non-believers, and I was literally awestruck at the manner in which he commanded his audience. For His Holiness, the slogan, love for all, hatred for none, really comes to life. And I have borne witness to His Holiness waging a jihad of love, opposing the jihad of the sword with the jihad of the pen and of love itself. And it is a tremendous, tremendous feeling to be here in Galway tonight, also in the presence of my fellow Waterford man, Ibrahim Noonan, who is primarily responsible for building this beautiful mosque. And it's a great privilege to be here and to meet you all. I should say before finishing, my experience with the Ahmadis has been throughout my work as a barrister. The Ahmadi community in Pakistan, they are effectively criminalized. And I represent them when their protection applications in Ireland have failed and when they are facing deportation. The usual statement from the Irish authorities are Pakistan is a functioning democracy, it has a strong police force and it has an independent judiciary. But as one High Court judge in Ireland pointed out, for a judge in Pakistan to apply the law means to condemn the Ahmadi because of the infamous Ordinance 20 of the Constitution, coupled with the blasphemy laws. For someone to proclaim your Ahmadi in Pakistan is to invite life imprisonment or the death penalty. And I'm literally awestruck at the manner in which the Ahmadis reply to this situation. Never have I seen an Ahmadi to react to such violence with violence, or even to carry any hatred in their heart for their oppressors. And that goes not alone for what I've seen of their experiences in Pakistan, but indeed in my many dealings with them here in Ireland. So once again, Ced Míle Fáilte Rós, Your Holiness. Thank you.
Garvga Hagath, thank you. Our next speaker is Deputy Eamon O'Keefe. Eamon is a seasoned politician, first elected as a senator in 1989 and was elected in Dáil Éireann in 1992. Since then, Eamon has served as Minister of State at the Department of Arts, Heritage, Gaeltacht and Islands. He was appointed Minister for Community and Rural Affairs in 2002 until 2010, when he became the Minister for Social Protection. Currently, Eamon is in opposition as a Fianna Fáil TD for Galway West. Ladies and gentlemen, Eamon is a close friend of the community, and it is my pleasure to invite him to say a few words.
Your Holiness, Mayor, Nascan Curley, Teachtadala, Curley, and particularly members of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, both those who live here in Galway and those who have travelled to be with us and to be here tonight. Like the previous speaker, I'd like also to extend a Ced Míle Fáilte particularly to His Holiness, but to everybody here on what I think is a very, very important occasion here in Galway. I had the great pleasure in 2010 at attending a similar occasion at which the foundation stone of the mosque was laid. And I'm delighted we're all gathered here again tonight to see the mosque completed and to see a major project that was undertaken by this community brought to fruition. It's a great honour for us in Galway, Your Holiness, that you have visited us here for the second time. And we hope that you have a very fruitful visit here. And I know that it has huge importance to your own community that you would come and visit them. I remember when I got the first invitation from the Ahmadiyya community to an event, I was very taken with the slogan, love for all and hatred for none. And I have to say, since that first event, which was a peace conference, that the community has struck me in the way that they live up to that very, very high ideal. And I, in all my dealings with the community, I've always experienced warmth and friendship and inclusiveness. I was particularly struck by the interfaith events that have been organised, where many faiths have been brought together, where people of very different views, very different religions, have been able to find what they have in common rather than that which separates them. And I'm delighted that the Ahmadiyya community now have a permanent mosque, purpose-built to pray in which they can publicly express their religion. I cannot thank enough the members of the community here, and I would hope that this mosque would be a symbol here in Galway of tolerance, of plurality, of diversity within our society, and a recognition of the fact that as long as beliefs are sincerely held, that we can all live side by side and respect each other. That it's not necessary for people to believe the same thing. The important thing is that people are sincere in their beliefs. But I think there's one thing common to us all, and that is the importance of peace and harmony. And in that regard, I am aware, as I think many of the Teachta Dáil are, of the persecution of Ahmadiyans, particularly in Pakistan. And we will continue to work to ensure that that wrong is highlighted in every way we can, and that that persecution will stop, I would hope, by the force of international pressure. So finally, I would just like to wish everybody who's been involved in this project all the best. It is a very holy place. It's a place that will, in my view, every time we come in the motorway, remind us of the Ahmadiyyan community who have come to live in this area and who have become so much part of our society and who we will always welcome. Finally, I think it's fair to say that in picking the name, the Maryam Mosque, I think you have shown in a very subtle way what connects us rather than highlighting difference. And I think that that is very, very thoughtful of you in every way. So again, thank you for the invitation, and I look forward to many years of cooperating and working with your community and helping you to share your message of peace, both at home and abroad. Good Míle Magadh.
Thank you, Eamon. Our next speaker is also a close friend of the community. Deputy Joanna Toffee is currently serving as a Labour TD for Dublin Midwest in the coalition government. Joanna was elected as a Labour councillor in 1999, and in 2002 she became a senator, and since 2007 she's been serving as a deputy in Dáil Éireann. Please welcome Joanna Toffee.
Thank you, Your Holiness, Mayor, deputies and senators, councillors, reverends, Imam, and the president of the Ahmadiyyan Association, ladies and gentlemen. I want to first of all thank you for the invitation and for the invitation to speak here today, and I would like to thank the local community and the local public representatives for your hospitality. It's unusual for me as a representative in Dublin Midwest to be speaking at an event in this constituency, and the background to that is that there is a very large delegation here today from Dublin, members of the community, including local members of the Ahmadiyyan faith, and they've all come down today, including myself and my colleague in the Dáil, Deputy Robert Dowds. And I know that there's school principals here from Lucan. There's the principal of Esker Educate Together, Kavanagh, and also the deputy principal of St. Joseph's College in Lucan, Bernadette Fitzgerald, that's my former school in Lucan. And there's pupils in the school as well from the Ahmadiyyan faith. And I know from, obviously I have got to know many members of the community in my community and in my constituency, and I know how important an event it is here tonight, and how long the opening of the mosque has been planned, and how excited the members of the faith are about this opening and about the event here tonight. And I would just mention as well that I'm very familiar with the community through my work as a local public representative, and in my constituency the members of the Ahmadiyyan faith are very active in their local community, and they hold many events. And I would mention in particular the Ahmadiyyan Women's Association, who, for example, hold a bazaar in Lucan to raise funds for charity each year, and myself and other local representatives have attended that, including my colleague. And the local and the Women's Association have given a great welcome and hospitality to me, and they've also made great connections with other women public representatives, and I know they make a great contribution to our society and our local communities. And similarly, the young people in the area and the young women and men are getting very involved in their communities, and they're getting, making sure that they get their education, and that's something I welcome very much. And I would also mention the work that goes on in terms of the interfaith activities organised by the community and how they reach out to other religions. And I would say about that how I feel it's very important, because Ireland is becoming a much more multicultural and multi-denominational society. It's it's obviously a secular society. It's becoming a secular society, but alongside that it's becoming multi-denominational, and it's very important, I think, that we have a dialogue between the religions, and I welcome the Ahmadiyyan work in that regard. So it's a beautiful building, and I'm delighted to be here, and thanks again.
Thank you, Joanna. Our next speaker is Father Martin Whelan. He is originally from Ardrahan, County Galway. Martin studied in Our Lady's College, Gort, as well as NUI Maynooth and the Catholic University, Leuven, Belgium, and Pastoral Studies in St. Patrick's College, Maynooth. He was ordained on the 7th of June 2009. Since his ordination, he is curate in the Cathedral and Diocese Secretary. Today, ladies and gentlemen, Martin is representing the Bishop of Galway. Please welcome Martin Whelan.
On behalf of the Catholic community in Galway and of Bishop Martin Drennan, I am honoured to be invited by the Ahmadiyya Muslim community to speak at the dedication of this mosque, the Maryam Mosque, by His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad. In the book of Genesis, God said to Abraham, "You shall be the ancestor of a multitude of nations. I will make you exceedingly fruitful, and I will make nations of you. I will establish my covenant between me and you and your offspring after you throughout their generations, for an everlasting covenant, to be their God." Today we see the word of God fulfilled. Countless millions of Christians, Jews, and Muslims worship the God of Abraham, our common father in faith. In this context, the Catholic community welcomes the dedication of this beautiful mosque, so that the Ahmadiyya Muslim community may worship God in freedom and peace according to their tradition. Together we strive to worship God in spirit and truth, and so may God continue to bless your community with peace and prosperity. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend. Our next speaker is Superintendent Thomas Curley. Thomas, the Chief Superintendent of the Galway Garda Division, with the responsibility of policing both Galway City and County. He has held this position since May 2013. Thomas served as Superintendent in charge of Galway City from 2007 to 2010 previously. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Thomas Curley.
Your Holiness, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted and privileged to be invited here to represent the Interim Commissioner Noreen Sullivan of An Garda Síochána at this event, the inauguration of Mosque Maryam, which I know is the first ever mosque in Galway and the Ahmadi Muslim community's first Irish house of prayer. I wish to compliment you on your fine building that has been officially opened here today. I would like to welcome His Holiness Khalifa Mirza Masroor, your spiritual leader to Galway. We are very honoured to have a man of such reverence here in our presence. His presence here is testament to the importance of this occasion to all members of the community. I know the Ahmadi Muslim community believes in non-violence and the tolerance of other faiths. This is particularly evident in the fact that you chose to name your mosque after the Virgin Mary. Devotion to the Blessed Virgin is intrinsic to many other religion faiths. This is a very special occasion, and I, as Chief Superintendent of the Galway Garda Division, am delighted that you chose Galway City as the setting for this new mosque. I think it is an endorsement to the City of Galway that you chose this location to practice your religion in a safe environment. Article 44 of the Constitution of Ireland acknowledges that the homage of public worship is due to Almighty God. It shall hold his name in reverence and shall respect and honour religion. It also states that the freedom of conscience and the free profession and practice of religion are subject to public order and morality, guaranteed to every citizen. One of the core values of An Garda Síochána is to uphold and protect the right of the citizens under our Constitution. I am aware that the Ahmadi Muslim Association of Ireland is a minority group within the Muslim community. I am also aware that certain vulnerabilities may be associated with minority status, and it is important that systems and processes are in place to deal with issues should they arise. I wish to offer the Mosque of Mary the full support and protection of An Garda Síochána. Sergeant Peadar Ryan, Garda Carolina and Garda Denise Kelleher liaise on a continuous basis with members of your community, and I know the excellent relationship that has developed as a result. I have no doubt that the relationship between An Garda Síochána and Galway and your community will continue to flourish following the establishment of this place of worship. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Superintendent. Our next speaker is His Worship the Mayor, Donald Lyons. Councillor Donald has been a member of Galway City Council since 1996. He's performance leader of On Post, chairman of Knocknacara Community Games, member of the Galway City Local Community Development Committee, member of Galway City Policing Board, vice chairman Galway Tidy Towns Committee, as well as Police Commissioner. Ladies and gentlemen, His Worship the Mayor.
Your Holiness, Las Concorla, deputies, senators, councillors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Tá an áthas orm ar bhéir in na Gaillimhe bheith an seo inocht ar an ócait specialty seo. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad to Galway. Say you're very, very welcome here to the City of the Tribes. It is an honour and a privilege as Mayor of Galway to be here at the public inauguration of Maryam Mosque, Mosque of Mary in Galway. This is indeed a historic moment as Galway witnesses the opening of its first ever mosque, Masjid Maryam, which is a symbol of peace and love for the people of Galway and of Ireland. Today is a momentous day for the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in Galway, who have been waiting for this opening of this place of worship since the foundation stone was laid back in 2010. Today, this contemporary building, which incorporates both Muslim and Gaelic features, is finally open to the public. I understand the good work that this community has been pioneering over the last few years by organising events such as interfaith conferences, Holy Quran exhibitions and information stands about Islam. These events help remove misconceptions and promote inclusiveness among society. Love for all, hatred for none is a theme by which people of all faiths need to live by. I wish the community of the Masjid Maryam well with their new building and hope that the symbols of peace and love continue to grow in our city. Gormila Mahirkith Galir.
Thank you, Your Worship. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor and indeed a pleasure to invite Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, the head of worldwide Ahmadiyya Muslim community, to come and address us.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. All distinguished guests, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Peace and blessing of Allah be upon you all. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of our guests who have joined us today as we celebrate the inauguration of the first mosque of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community here in Galway. Given that this is a mosque opening hosted by a Muslim sect, your attendance is clear proof of your open hearts and broad minds. And so I am extremely grateful to all of you. My sentiments of gratitude are also necessary to express because the founder of Islam, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, taught his followers to show gratitude to one another. In fact, he went as far as saying that a person who is not grateful to other people cannot be deemed as grateful to God. And he who is not grateful to God cannot be deemed a true believer or Muslim. Thus, these feelings of gratitude I hold are actually a religious duty taught by my faith. My appreciation to you increases further, given that in today's world we find that many non-Muslims harbor fears or reservations about Islam or about Muslims. And so, the fact that you have come in spite of such fears means that I naturally have an even greater respect in my heart for all of you. If you do hold any reservations in your hearts about Islam, then I, for one, consider that you are justified in such fears. Because, very regrettably, there is a great deal of turmoil and conflict in the Muslim world today. Indeed, in the Muslim world, we see on a daily basis that Muslims are usurping the rights of others. We observe Muslim governments that are not fulfilling duties towards their citizens, whilst on the other hand, members of the public are seeking to remove their governments through unjustified and undemocratic means. Furthermore, we observe how terrorist groups are spreading disorder and causing the utmost fear all over the world through their evil acts and ideologies. In light of this, I say without any hesitation that there are many so-called Muslims who are perpetrating the very greatest evils in the name of Islam. However, I should also make it clear that such reprehensible conduct by Muslim groups or governments do not in any shape or form reflect Islam's true teachings. On the contrary, Islam is that religion which has taught Muslims to live their lives by treating one another with love, compassion, and mercy. Indeed, Muslims have not only been instructed to treat each other in this sympathetic way, but in fact, the Quran has stipulated that a person should never treat even their enemies in a way that is opposed to the principles of justice, or in a way that usurps their due rights. Islam teaches that anyone who acts in such an unlawful manner is not deserving of being called a believer, and in the sight of God can never be viewed as a good or righteous person. When we study the teachings of the Quran further, we find that Allah the Almighty has given the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam a truly unique status and title. He has been deemed by God to be a mercy for all of mankind, a mercy for the entire world. As the mercy for mankind, his love was universal, and he harbored feelings of sympathy and compassion for every single person in the world, irrespective of their faith background. Indeed, the standard of the Holy Prophet's love and compassion for mankind was such that rather than sleep, he would spend nights after night bowing down in the grief-stricken prayer before his Lord, weeping that, "O my Lord, the world has forsaken you and is moving towards its destruction, and so guide them to the right path so that they can be saved." The despondency and sorrow felt by the Holy Prophet, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, is recorded in the Holy Quran. At two different places, the desperate anguish he felt because mankind was moving away from God and consequently moving towards its ruin and destruction is stated. Upon observing his desperation and grief, Allah asked the Holy Prophet ﷺ if he would grieve himself to death because of those who failed to heed his call. And so this was the unparalleled standard of mercy of that person who grieved for the sake of mankind and whose every fiber was filled with love and compassion. Could it ever be alleged or even contemplated that a person who was so desperate to save mankind from God's wrath could ever teach cruelty or injustice? Certainly never. Another reason the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, was consumed by a state of anguish and concern for mankind was because he was a true prophet of God. In the Holy Quran, Allah has called mankind towards peace and security again and again. And so, as Allah's true messenger, the Holy Prophet ﷺ felt utter desperation and anxiety that mankind was not heeding God's call. Of course, where Allah invites mankind towards peace, it is because He desires peace for every person in the world. And so it is because of His desire for peace that God sends His messengers to guide mankind. The Holy Prophet ﷺ was God's beloved, and according to our belief was sent as the final law-bearing prophet upon whom the divine law was perfected. When that very law states that Allah the Almighty desires for His creation to live in peace and with prosperity, how could it ever be possible for the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, to call Allah's creation to anything other than peace, security, and all forms of success? Most certainly, he filled his every duty and invited the world towards peace in the most magnificent fashion. And never did he, God forbid, provoke or instill any form of disorder or discord. Indeed, he forever condemned and rejected all forms of disorder, extremism, and hatred in the strongest possible terms. For example, at the time when the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, ruled in Medina and had established a running government, there were some non-Muslims who wished to poison the environment and create disorder in the society. Yet, despite their ill intent, the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, treated them with the utmost kindness and compassion. Whoever studies the early Islamic history in a fair manner will find that in every possible way and at all times, the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, sought to spread universal peace and security to all people and to eliminate all forms of disorder, discrimination, and injustice. One further point I would like to make is that Islam's God is He who is Lord of all the worlds. And this is stated in the very first chapter of the Holy Quran. This means that God is He who nourishes and sustains all of the worlds and who fulfills every physical and spiritual requirement of mankind. Islam's God is He who is the creator of all creation and is He who has enjoined true Muslims to seek His nearness by adopting and embodying Allah's attributes as best they can. And amongst Allah's attributes are salam and meaning that He is the one who bestows security and peace to all. As I just said, He is also the Lord of all the worlds, which too is an attribute of God. Thus, when God instructs His followers to embody His attributes, how could it be that a true believer who believes in God and strives to adopt His attributes could ever be cruel or unjust? Therefore, the Islam that I follow and believe in is neither cruel nor vengeful, and nor does it advocate any form of violence, oppression, or injustice. And nor was the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent to spread cruelty or hatred. Rather, he was sent only as a fountain of mercy, flowing with everlasting and universal compassion for mankind. The absolute truth of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, becomes even more crystal clear when one looks at how his prophecy regarding the latter days has been fulfilled to the letter. He prophesied that a time would come when the Muslims world would enter a period of spiritual decline and darkness, whereby Islam's teachings would become corrupted and the vast majority of Muslims would be entirely misguided. He foretold that a time would come when majority of Muslims would become utterly immoral and so be completely devoid of peace, security, and mercy. He said that whilst the Quran would remain preserved in its original form, Muslims would not act upon its teachings. The Muslim scholars, the ulama or the clerics, would be scholars in name only, and their acts would be completely contrary to Islam's true teachings. Having foretold all of this, the Holy Prophet, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, said that at such a time, Allah the Almighty would send His representative as the promised Messiah in order to rejuvenate Islam and to reverse the prevailing spiritual decline. He would be sent to re-establish Islam's true teachings in the world in light of the Quran and the practice of the Holy Prophet of Islam, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. According to my belief, that promised Messiah who was foretold has come. And so I and all Ahmadi Muslims believe that the founder of our community, Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad of Qadian, to be the promised Messiah and the guided one, sent to spread Islam's true teachings of peace and compassion to every part of the world. He came to enlighten the world about the true beauty of Islam. He came to do a jihad against every single form of cruelty, oppression, and forms of compulsion. He came to teach mankind the need to fulfill each other's due rights. He came to spread love and compassion and to transform the world into a heaven of peace, unity, and mutual brotherhood. This was his mission and this was his message. And so today it is this very message that the Ahmadiyya Muslim community is spreading to every corner and every region of the world. Thus, it is the duty of every Ahmadi Muslim, wherever in the world they may be, to proclaim and preach this peaceful message loud and clear. It is this very message that emanates from every Ahmadi mosque throughout the world. All of our mosques are centers of peace and harmony, where those who seek to unite mankind through love join together to promote mutual harmony, to worship and to pray for the peace, safety, and well-being of all mankind. Our mosques are filled with those people who do not only speak of peace, but who make every possible practical effort to guarantee the peace and security of every single person in the world. Certainly, our past history bears witness to our humanitarian endeavors and to our efforts to foster peace and true justice at all levels of society. This mosque here in Ireland has also been built for the same purpose, it has been named Masjid Maryam. Maryam, or Mary, as known to you, is as greatly revered by Muslims as she is by Christians. In fact, in the Holy Quran, Allah has mentioned Mary at many instances and highlighted her esteemed status. Mary was the name of that pure and pious woman who is honored by Islam so much that the Quran has said that all true believers are like Mary. This is because Mary established a very special relationship with God, and she upheld her virtue and chastity at all times. She developed a special bond of love with God, whereby Allah conversed directly with Mary, and he himself attested to her truth. Mary believed in the books of God. She was righteous and attained a special rank in terms of her obedience to God. She was most certainly an example for all true believers. Her elevated status is reflected by the fact that the Quran says that true Muslims should develop the qualities of Mary, and if they do so, then they will be those who never cause harm or suffering to anyone. Every Ahmadi Muslim therefore seeks to instill within themselves the purity, nobility, and piety of Mary herself. Therefore, see what a beautiful example the Quran has given for believers. If Muslims follow this standard, then they can never be involved in any form of disorder and can never cause pain or suffering to others. Now this mosque has been built. You will witness for yourselves how these very luminous teachings that I have described will shine forth from this mosque in every direction. Indeed, these very teachings are spread from all of the thousands of Ahmadi mosques across the world. Recently, an Ahmadi mosque was opened in an African city, and a local Christian chief who was previously unacquainted with our community also attended the inauguration ceremony. When he came he said he was not attending due to an existing relationship with any Ahmadi Muslim or due to any affection for our community. Rather, he said that when he received the invitation, he was left stunned as to why a Muslim community would invite a Christian to a mosque opening. Thus, he felt compelled by his curiosity to see for himself what type of Islam this was and which Muslim group had invited a Christian to the inauguration of a mosque. He said that when he came, his shock was compounded beyond all limits when he saw the people of all different religions and backgrounds in attendance. In his speech, the chief said that having witnessed this spirit of inclusiveness, he had learned that the Ahmadiyya Muslim community had not just given the area a new mosque, but it had also given it a new lease of life and had taught the local people new ways of living together harmoniously with mutual love and affection. And so, today, this mosque, which I said earlier is the first Ahmadiyya mosque in the Republic of Ireland, is being opened as a symbol of the same values and same objectives as all of our mosques. It will be a means of highlighting what true Islam actually represents. Whilst on the one hand, we Ahmadi Muslims proclaim the name of Allah in our mosques throughout the world and peacefully invite others to submit before Him and pray for them. We also seek to serve humanity, however, wherever we can. You will therefore, God willing, witness these same values being displayed here in this mosque as well. You will personally experience that the members of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community have a heartfelt and fervent desire for all people to live peacefully and happily, irrespective of their beliefs or even if they are not at all religious. You will see that all Ahmadi Muslims hold sincere sentiments of love, sympathy, and peace towards every member of society. With these words, I would like to take leave by once again thanking all of you for attending this event and listening to what I have said. May Allah bless you. Thank you very much.
Honored guests, we conclude our session, as our tradition, with a silent prayers. We'll be raising our hands to pray. You can pray in whichever manner you wish to do so. May I request Hazur to lead us in silent prayer.
The silent prayer. Ameen.